what you want to try to do. And then what we're going to do is try to run through it, give the strategy. If we're able to actually go in and quickly put something together, we're going to try to do that as well.
Right. So Pathogen of Georgia is a biodecontamination disinfectant company. Basically, we kill germs. We use a hospital fogger that uses 7% hydrogen peroxide. And we just thought, take the idea from killing pathogens in the hospitals to daycare, residential area, dog kennels, corporate areas, food management, restaurants. And on the side, I also am a distributor of the foggers, which in the last 4 months, I've probably sold over 50 to mostly emergency management, counties, hospitals, predominantly to South Georgia, because basically they bought some, and then word of mouth and seeing it spread like wildfire down there. I'm just amazed that, I'll get a call because Tift County got it or Dougherty County got it, and that's where they got the reference to call me. Mm-hmm. So my website is run by corporate. I run my LinkedIn, I run my Facebook, I run everything else. And I try to do a lot of social media live feeds, especially on Facebook. Mm-hmm. When I'm doing a job, I'm trying to show them what I'm doing and try to answer some questions. I'm just not hitting the target audience that I would like, which would be doctor, dentist offices, restaurants would be the big ones right now, because those are the ones that's going to be most effective. And I'm also working on a new trifolder, updating it, which you gave me a reference to the guy. I'm waiting on hearing back from him to update, have a general trifolder to mail out, to hand out that affects all the businesses, versus I used to have like 5 different ones for 5 different businesses. Now I'm trying to look at it like have one piece of document that everybody can understand and read. So that's where I'm working on the mail outs and actually change out hand. But I'm trying to do more live feeds. What I'm hoping to get out of this today is trying to improve my Facebook and maybe LinkedIn to get some business to business from LinkedIn and more on Facebook.
Got it. Perfect. So, and Megan, I know you're going to go into the strategy of that, but the main goal is you're wanting to get your brand, your message out to a cold audience that doesn't know you exist, preferably corporations, preferably business owners, specifically daycares or playground areas and things of that nature, right? Doctors' offices. Okay. All right, Megan, if you want to kind of hop into that really quickly, there's some stuff that I want to talk about as well as far as recommendations and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Vince, I see some of the stuff that you do on Facebook with your lives and everything, and that kind of content is great. I think going through the structure, kind of how we structure our business and our leads, you could have success doing a lot of the same stuff, right? One of the things is, right now, Vince, when you drive people to like get in touch with you, or you want to generate a contact from any of your messaging that you're putting out there, how are they referenced to get in touch with you? Do you send them to the website? Do you say, hey, give me a call?
Yeah, if they click on that one, that'll send me information to my email, and that information that you see there will come to my email. And if it's during the daytime, usually I'm responding within a few hours. As soon as I see it on my email, I'm calling them up. If it's after hours, I'm usually sending an email, then follow up in the first thing in the morning.
Yep. So one thing I would recommend, and that follow-up time is great. We do this with a majority of our kind of service-based professionals. Just did one this past week for one that had a website similar to yours. Lots of great information, right? Lots of content. And then, they go to a contact us page to reach out to you. What we typically will do is create a separate page on your website that isn't necessarily a part of the navigation. It's really treated like a sales page. So like what Brandon took us through on kind of the sales pages that we have, take a lot of this information that you have on these other pages, put it into a sales page with a a few places where they can contact you or submit their information right on that page, and take them to a very focused page that doesn't just drop them off at the homepage of the website where they need to kind of navigate, or directly to a contact us page without the information that they're really looking for to, with some additional content. So that's kind of the first thing. It's a fairly easy thing to do on your website. You can use the website platform that you have, but it's really collecting that information, the most valuable points of your website, and developing those into a sales page and sending people directly to that.
Okay.
Brandon, anything to add to that piece? Agreed?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we're trying to accomplish, one, is we've got to get the information out to the right people, and it's got to be the relevant, and it's got to speak to them. Yeah. So, the biggest thing, and I think has always been the biggest issue with this, is that it will become more and more prevalent as this type of stuff happens, and we're going through this time. But people, first and foremost, they aren't going to understand the difference between somebody who's just coming in, wiping down stuff and cleaning, versus you coming in and fogging and spraying. Like, they haven't had issues before. Now it's going to be a little bit different, which is why you're seeing all these pop-up businesses come out of the woodworks, because people are seeing that there's a potential liability now with not disinfecting. So we've got to create, first and foremost, content around that. And it can be something that speaks to the top 5 most commonly asked questions about what we're going through right now, and how to disinfect, and the difference between disinfecting versus cleaning. And because you got to break that mold. Education, there's an educational piece, I think, to a lot of people, and what you offer versus what they just have done and gotten by with. And that's what they're going to continue to do. So that's first and foremost, creating that content that's going to speak directly to that. Then it's, okay, now that we have that content, then, we want to create ad campaigns. And LinkedIn, I think, you can post there organically. I don't know if running ads on LinkedIn is probably the best thing, at least to start with. I honestly think Facebook, YouTube, and Google are going to be some really good opportunities for you. And that's where you're going to see the biggest opportunity for your investment. And what I think, because you're okay with doing video, is we write down 5 to 10 topics that really speaks to, and you mentioned a lot of those just in your overview at the very beginning, that really speaks to those core elements of, hey, this is what we're going through right now. Here's how you can really make sure you're covered right now, but also in the future, as you start getting into this new norm that we're going to be based in. Then it's, hey, here's what you need to look for when you're disinfecting. We've got a validation. We validate everything we do, and you can talk about all of that. We're EPA approved, all of that. And then what that's doing is it's helping not only get in front of the right people, they're digesting that information, they're watching the videos. We continue putting more videos in front of them, but what that does is going to continue to stay in front of them, and then essentially move them into looking at you as that go-to expert, because nobody else is doing that, especially in your field right now. Nobody else is doing it. So that's really what I think first and foremost is the content, and then putting that content in front of the right people on the right platforms, which search is big for this right now. I can guarantee you that people are searching left and right for decontamination, and what does it mean, and what are the liabilities for businesses, and what do we need to do whenever we get back. You can go ahead and get ahead of that by just going ahead and telling people, hey, look, this is probably what you're going to be experiencing, and this is why you need somebody. You don't have to say this is why you need me. You just say this is why you need a disinfectant company that does X, Y, and Z. But right now, people don't even know what they don't know. And if there's a lot of pop-ups, they're just out there like a roofing company after a hailstorm, which we just got, a couple of days ago. We had somebody stop by here after the big storms we had, knock on our door in the middle of quarantine to try to sell us on potential hail damage. I'm like, really? Anyway, that's for another note. But It's the same type thing. So if you're able to get out in front of them with that relevant content that's just providing value of stuff they should be looking for, then it's just about building out the ads, putting it in front of them, and then letting that do its thing. But what Megan's probably going to touch on in a little bit more is that sales page piece. Like, we need to send them something that is built out. So these kind of are the three elements, but build out a sales page that's all about COVID-19 and what to expect moving forward. And then you send them to that, and then they can view there. Maybe you've got all your videos housed on that, and all it's doing is talking to them about what to expect, the issues with liability concerns whenever people do start coming back to work, how to prepare for whenever their employees start coming back to work. What are they doing to make sure that they have taken all the measures? Are they currently just cleaning? Do they have somebody? Like, all of that in one spot that's easy for them to digest, easy for them to review, and actually it's providing them nothing but straight value. And then once they start going through that, they build that relationship, they see you know what you're talking about, you're that expert here locally, they're not going to look to anybody else to come out and take care of it. So those are kind of the three, the thought process behind me is content, ads for people that are searching and fit that ideal demographic, and then to a sales page, which provides very broken down content and eventually has some type of strong offer on it, like, hey, schedule a time for me to come out and I'll tell you if you even need disinfection.
Yep. Absolutely. And I think utilizing on that sales page and in ads too, I mean, you've got great reviews. You've got 6 5-star reviews on Google, 15 over here on Facebook, utilizing that content as well for social proof. I mean, the live videos that you do are great. We've been actually with a lot of clients that do live videos, then taking those live videos and turning those into ads for people who have, as our retargeting for people who have engaged with us in the past. Because, Vince, I've seen the ones that you have and the fogger, it's different from somebody coming in with a mop and Clorox. It's a whole lot of a different process, and to see that in action is really powerful. So utilizing some of that content that you're already generating and using that in an ad format so that you can get put those videos on things like Facebook would be great. And then, like Brandon said, driving that to a very dedicated sales landing page, utilizing these reviews. A lot of times we'll take some reviews, screenshot them and run them in ads, put them on your sales page, because it's all about building that social proof. And then from finding your right people. So there's a couple of different things that you can do. Facebook and Instagram have a lot of different options to target job titles or specific associations and interests. So generally, when we bring on a new client, we'll go through and say, all right, who are you trying to target? Map that out, and then we'll do 4 or 5 different audiences that could potentially target those. I'll do one of audiences based off job titles. Do another audience based off, like professional associations. So if you're trying to reach dentists, what are some professional associations that a dentist might be a part of, and then target those associations. And then if you do have a past customer list, you can always upload that into Facebook as well and create a lookalike audience from that, so that Facebook will look for similarities in other people from your current customer database. And so I'll typically run 4 or 5 different interest and lookalike audiences against each other to test at the beginning to see which one is doing the best. And so that would be highly recommended too, because it usually takes some testing up front to figure out that exact audience and to find that person. But a combination of finding that, getting a variety of ad content. I really think video would be powerful for you. And then a very dedicated and focused sales landing page with a specific offer is what would work in this scenario.
Megan, will you just Google disinfectant Atlanta or disinfection? Have you done this before, Vince?
Not in a while. I'm going to update my website.
So there's Janitize. There's people that are, but not many. Atlanta Medical Cleaning. So first and foremost, this is where I think a large part of your opportunity is running ads for people that are searching for disinfecting solutions. Really doing some research on what keywords people were searching for in the area, and then running some AdWords and we can definitely help out with this, or point you in the right direction, give you some good tips if you're trying to do this on your own. But doing ads that make sure that you are popping up for those keywords in the area. Then once you do, as you can see here, so this one, virus disinfection service, Atlanta, Georgia, 20% off today. Like, I don't know where that goes or anything, but I would say that if it's disinfecting Atlanta, they click on that and it goes directly to that sales page that we were talking about earlier.
Yep. And that's going to be your lowest hanging fruit for sure, especially during times right now. And with the right ad copy and the right strategy, you can get at the top of the page. And I think you definitely get that low hanging fruit for sure.
And this is, so just kind of walk through it. So let's say somebody goes here, they do disinfecting Atlanta. Your ad, you've got an ad running this, right? Just like this person does, is janitize.com, Janitize, whatever that is. And your ad, so it's Pathogend of Georgia, pops up right there. They click on your link. Megan, even if it goes to your website, Megan, will you go to his website really quickly? So then it goes to your website. Let's just say we take them to your website, which we would recommend building out a basic sales page. The first thing that we got to make sure is that it talks directly about what it is they were just Googling, which is disinfecting in Atlanta, which is why we recommend a sales page, because right there at the top, it would be looking for disinfectant expert in Atlanta, don't get caught behind, and something along those lines. And then it will go through exactly what your process is, have videos on here that you've already done, just saying, hey, I'm Vince, this is what I do. And then we've got other videos showing that. We've got reviews on it, all of that. But we also want to make sure, I mean, you've got great FAQs, everything that
we've already got that.
You already look for. So really, it's just creating that one just simple page that we send them to. But on that page, like this page right now, doesn't look like it's got the pixels, Facebook pixels in place, that whenever somebody goes to this, because if they're searching, they are more than likely going to go to you, and they're probably going to go to one or two other businesses below you. So we've got to be able to separate you, which driving them to a sales page, videos of you where they're actually able to see you, they know that who you are, they're able to get and see how you're talking, and they're able to build a quick relationship with you, the owner, and not just somebody else out there that may be a sales rep that's going to come out and sell them all this other stuff. No, they see Vince, he's the owner, I'm going to come out, I'm going to do it. They're going to build that relationship with you faster, which is automatically going to separate you from everybody else. But then they're going to leave here. We want to make sure, because they're going to go probably on and search, they probably are going to go watch a YouTube video at some point. They're probably going to read a blog at some point about disinfecting. They're probably going to go check Facebook out or Instagram out. And we want to make sure that you are able to get back in front of them with, maybe it's an ad pops up and just says, hey, still in need of disinfecting services in Atlanta. Check out some of our reviews just over the last 6 months. And then they're able to see all these reviews. They're able to realize, okay, this guy's legit. He knows what he's talking about. And then we continue just to keep stuff in front of them, because there's a good chance that they're going to come here and they're going to leave without doing anything. So we want to make sure we can get back in front of them. Yeah, sorry, I just ran a lot. Megan, do you have anything to add on that?
Nope, that's it. You covered it.
So, does that answer questions, Vince, so far?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So just to kind of wrap this up, this is what I would recommend doing. If it were me, if I was Vince and I'm in the situation that I'm in right now, the first thing that I would do is look at setting up Google Ads for your target area. That's the best area that you can do, which let's just say it's Metro Atlanta. So I would look at running Google Ads, finding the keywords out that people are searching for, which you can do for free, right, Megan? I mean, there's a certain tool, right?
Yes, you can. Google has some tools. There's some other tools available as well.
So you can just look and see what people are searching for in the area. I would run an ad for those keywords on Google. I would then have those ads going to just a simple sales page, which you can do pretty easily. You've already got the content. You just need to put it on a simple sales page. Have videos, have testimonials, have FAQs, everything that somebody is needing to really get bought in on your services and know that you're legit and you're just not a pop-up and all that, and you're really kind of, it's helping you sell is what that page is supposed to do. Then also on that page, not only having a call to action with a good offer on it, so just saying, hey, if you're not sure, just reach out. All we're trying to do is get them to contact you, whether that's a phone call or anything else, so that you can start that point of that conversation. So schedule a call, submit your information. Maybe it's pick up the phone and call me at this number. So then they have a simple call to action on that with a good offer. They know they're going to reach out to you. They're going to speak to you directly. Make sure they know that on that page. And then have retargeting stuff in place, and just have, even if it's just $5 a day on Facebook and on YouTube running, so that those people that are leaving your site without acting yet, they're going to continue seeing you wherever they go.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly what I would look at doing right now. Then once you start seeing some stuff happening, because you're going to see results whenever this stuff's set up correctly. Once you start seeing that, then you can start expanding into other areas. You can start thinking about, okay, how do I start opening up Facebook and getting in front of more people on Facebook? How do I open up YouTube and find more people? But right now, your best source of traffic is more than likely going to come from people searching on Google and even possibly YouTube to a certain degree.
Mhm.
But that's why I would say that's it. Drive them to a simple sales page with content that you've already done, you already got. We just need to make it streamlined so it's simple and people don't get lost when they go to your page and see canine and kennels, daycares and schools, EMS and police vehicles. We want them seeing one thing, because if they're searching for corporate disinfection, we want them to get just nothing but information about corporate disinfection. And then being able to just have even if it's a $5 a day strategy, to be able to get back in front of them if they don't turn into a lead by visiting at that time, which a lot of people will. They're going to reach out to you having a good sales page in place.
Yep.
Agreed.